A very good afternoon. My name is Sylvia Chalo and welcome to the Intel Show. This is the show that gets to discuss matters politics, business, health, technology and sports. And today I'm joined by a very great panelist to whom we'll be discussing the topic of unemployment. And by unemployment, I'm asking the question, do you think there is a greater chance of getting employed right immediately after school? You can join in the conversation on our social media platform, that is on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Intel Show. But first, let us take a short quick commercial break. Welcome back to the Intel Show, and as I had earlier mentioned, today I'm joined by a great panelist. On my right, I have Nyokabi, who is a student, a fourth-year student at Daystar University. Next to her, we have Kelvin, who is a radio presenter at Jambo FM. And on to his left, we also have Esther Kichumba, who is the editor-in-chief at Radio Africa. Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about the topic of unemployment, and Nyokabi being a Daystar University student, and we know Daystar is that one school that is known for being a communication school. So do you think that you stand a chance of employment right after school? Is the school really preparing you to be maybe a radio presenter?
Thank you. According to me, I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
With the resources and the know-how
Mm-hmm.
and the kind of lecturers and our modern teachings,
Mm-hmm.
I think we stand a chance.
Okay. And right to you, Kelvin. Now you're a radio presenter, and you finished. I want to believe you finished school way back. Was the journey really hard for you to get a job?
Thank you, Sly, for having me here, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I'd say it was a bit difficult
Mm-hmm.
because also the number of radios at that time were not as many.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, I think if you have the skills
Mm-hmm.
and accounting for the high number of radios coming up, especially vernacular ones, so I
Mhm.
think it's somewhat easier
Mhm.
to get a job at the radio.
Okay, fine. On to you, Esther Kichumba. We know very well there's a notion that says you're a big person in Radio Africa.
Sure
And
thing.
then we have the notion that says that you have to know someone in order to get the job. Is it really true?
Thank you so much for that question.
Mm-hmm.
But let me start by saying employment is there.
Mm-hmm.
It's how aggressive you are looking for the job,
Mm-hmm.
how persistent you are, and
Mhm.
how patient
Mhm.
you are.
Mhm.
Because employment is there. Let me be sincere. Let me be genuine.
Mhm.
Employment is there.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is how much are you putting yourself out there so that you get this job?
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm coming back now to your question about you have to know someone, working with the media industry for the past 19 years, to be sincere, there's slight truth about it, but as the world is continually changing, I don't think nowadays they're considering having people or connection. Nowadays it's what you're having, what you bring on the table.
Mhm.
If you have the skills, well and good, we'll take you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to you, Kevin. Maybe I can just ask you. Right now you're employed in Radio Jambo. Do you think that you took a long time doing your internship before you were employed? Because most of the people right after school, they go for attachment, they go for internship, and even some go to an extra mile of even working for even more than 6 months. And in the middle of it, they maybe give up. Do you think that we should just be persistent?
I think yes, and
Mhm.
6 months is a small time. You should not.
Wow.
Yeah, you should not be quick to get greatness. You should
Mhm.
be patient. You should
Mhm.
be hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
And as for me, it took longer than the 6 months
Mhm.
working as an intern.
Mhm.
It took maybe 1 year and a half
Mm-hmm.
to get to be noticed somehow
Mhm.
because you know the numbers were less. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they should those who are looking for jobs should know that
Mhm.
if you really want something, you need to build up on it.
Okay. That is very true. And for the people at home, you can join in the conversation on our social media platform. That is on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at Intel TV. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
And we were earlier on talking about unemployment here in Kenya. And maybe to read out some few tweets, we have Tracy Ogola saying that these days the only way you can get into the field of employment is by sleeping with your bosses. Wow. Okay, that is Tracy's sentiment on the topic. And maybe to ask Ras, what do you think? Do you really support what Tracy is telling us here on Twitter?
To be sincere, it has been a big challenge in the market. Not only in the media industry, but out there still when it comes maybe to big businesses and in company, if you are in internship and they want to maintain your contract, it has been happening. But as the world changes, ethic is there, morals are there, you're supposed to follow what you believe in. And if it comes to a point where you have to sleep with the boss so that you get promoted or to go to a higher level, maybe in form of income or status, I think let's start with your own values of dignity, how you value yourself. Because I really think the moment I was doing this industry, the story was so common, and I had many talks with my aunt, with my mom, telling me that when you go out there, don't go sleeping out with people so that you get to the highest rank. Because one thing people believe, when you're going higher and higher, you're a feminist, especially if you're a woman. So they think the moment maybe you'll sleep with this person, maybe sometimes it's not your own aim that you struggle so hard to reach to the target point of maybe where you are right now. They think maybe you slept with someone to get all this. But your dignity will always be the first thing when you go into the media industry.
Okay, and on to Nyokabi. Nyokabi, you're a student at Daystar University, a fourth year to say, and meaning you're almost finishing school. I know you've had your peers who are out of school right now, still looking for internship, not only even jobs. Do you think it will be right for a lady, especially, to stoop low in order to get employment, or actually employed?
I will start by saying character, character, character. People have talents, and that is good. But if you lack character, how can you be able to sustain that which you have? So I would urge the ladies to respect themselves enough not to sleep with their bosses, because whatever they do out there, they're representing the other ladies. Yeah.
Okay, and Calvin, you're a man and you've been in this industry for quite a long time. Why is it that most managers, especially the people who are on top, why is it that most of them are just male? What is the secret behind it?
If I was to answer this question honestly, I'd say it's because of the patriarchal society, the society is based. Also because in history you can say that the males, I don't know, say the male or the man, usually gets the opportunities before the woman. But we can see the trend is changing, so that's somehow a good.
Is it that you love dominating that area, wanting to be the top editors, wanting to be the top managers? Why is it that ladies are not given opportunities, especially in the media industry?
We all want to dominate. I'm sure even them somehow. There's usually that instinct, especially if you're ambitious. But putting ambition aside, it's all about the societal structure, and sometimes you see that those opportunities are not going to be available as easily to the woman.
Okay.
So yeah.
So reading on to another tweet, I can see Gladys is saying that I totally disagree with what Esther Kipchumba is saying. These days the society has become too cruel that even getting a job opportunity is quite difficult, leading to us ladies, quote unquote women, making us to sleep with our bosses, because that is our only way of survival. Esther Kipchumba, this one was directed to you. What do you have to say about this?
I really say how opinion really matters. Thank you for that. But the matter of fact is, what are you bringing on the table? First and foremost, if you're a woman, what are you bringing on the table? I've been a feminist, and I really don't think since I was so ambitious that's what led me to get the position that I am in right now. I had something to place on the table. I came up with ideas because I remember when I was doing my internship, I was doing it back in another media house, and in fact it was just a media farm. It wasn't a media house by then, and it had not grown. Working there and doing my internship, I did my internship for the past 14 months. You can imagine.
Wow.
14 months. And the time I was being poached to another company, it was so fast. It happened so fast, and my rank kept on going higher and higher since I had something to place on the table, because out of experience of 14 months. So I don't think being a woman, it is a must to sleep out with someone. I really don't think so, because first and foremost, as she had said, character, your dignity, it always start with you, because you can't sleep out with someone so that you get this, and you don't have anything maybe. It's so funny. I'm sleeping out with someone and I don't have anything to place on the table, because I remember before I became a chief editor, I was working as a co-host to someone's show on a radio. You can imagine. And it was so funny, because the moment you're going to be noticed working in the radio is when that person is sick, I'm a off.
Okay.
But the other time when you're there, you're just a co-host.
Yeah, and maybe Nyokabi, sorry, you're still in school. Do you think that students are really sleeping on their career? Not until they get out of school, that is when they start chasing their dreams. They start chasing to want to fit to all these positions. Do you think that in school they're sleeping?
Okay. I would say basically we have the tendency to have a happy-go-lucky mood, because we are in school. But at the same time, we need to know that we're not, as a students, we have to get out from our parochial mindset.
Wow.
The levels of insularity are so high. So we need to be open-minded and not only just do the theoretical work, but also do lots of practicals.
Okay. Yeah. That was a very good conversation that is going on here at Intel's show. I won't forget to say that I'm also joined by a great audience, and when we come back, we'll also be having their opinion. Stay tuned.
Magic System, Red One, Shawty.
Welcome back to the Intel show. My name is Miss Chalo, and like I had earlier on said that today I'm also joined by a great audience, and most of them also share the experience of some getting good jobs and others unemployed. And maybe if I can get to one audience who is willing to share her story, I can see your hand right behind there. And hi, welcome. Maybe you can tell us what you do and how your experience of being maybe employed or unemployed has been for you.
Thank you so much, Miss Shallow, Stacy, and it's good joining you in the show. I'm a single mother of 3 children, and I don't support the whole thing of people having to sleep with their bosses in order to get a job. I believe this world is all about your hard work. I've been very hardworking. In fact, I'm the one who has raised my children. You can't believe right now the firstborn is in high school.
Wow.
And it's through Sukuma Wiki business. Just imagine, I've been waking up very early in the morning to go and take my Sukuma Wiki. And it started off as a small business, and right now I'm the distributor. I distribute the Sukuma Wiki in the market, and the business has been booming. Yeah, it's all through hard work. And I don't believe in that. I just believe, like, if you don't have a job, please find a way to employ yourself. Find a niche and exploit it. Yeah.
Okay. And maybe to ask you, was there that point where you felt like giving up because maybe there was no progress in your business?
True. There was that point when I felt like giving up, but I couldn't give up because when you look at the load that you have already, here you are, you're just one person, you have 3 children to feed, you can't give up. So I just, I continued, I pulled up my socks, and there I am today. Yeah, I'm doing well.
Okay, and Esther Kipchumba, maybe relating to that story, do you think it's wise to encourage the young girls out there not to wait for the white collar jobs? Because Like the single mom over there has said that she was able to excel and still she is just because of her small business of Skuma Wiki. Do you think that young girls should be encouraged that there are better jobs out there?
Sure thing. I think when it comes to white collar jobs, the mentality of someone sitting on you, mtu akikalia, in the sense that you're being employed, first and foremost, it's very hard for you to accept. Because I remember when I was doing the internship for 14 months, you can imagine working somewhere, you're not getting paid, you're still in your mother's house. Day in, day out, you're working. You're telling people, yeah, I'm going to job, but hauna kitu napata kwa mfuko. The only allowance maybe you could get is taking lunch from work. That's the only thing. And maybe we had a bus that used to take us, because if you had a night shift, they used to drop you home. But you can imagine going back to work, you're going with your parents' money. You're not working anywhere else. So this is a story that it has brought debate to many families. Because I remember my younger brother, when he was doing his, he took a course on engineering. So he stayed like I remember he stayed for 4 years without getting employed anywhere. So what we told him is that I think you're talented, you have talent, just go out and look for something you can do. Because I remember this. Sometimes you might dwell too much on the course that you did, and you end up getting nothing. But outside your comfort zone, outside your education purpose, you have other things, curriculum activities like joining rugby, playing football, maybe in the ghetto. Maybe you're a dancer, maybe you're a singer. You can go out there and look for jobs. And one thing that I usually say, even if you've been employed, you can still use your talent somewhere else. It doesn't mean that I'm talented, I'm supposed to sit down and wait for it to go and expose itself. You have to stand up and go out there. And congratulations very much, Stacy. I think it was good. It was so wise for you taking becoming from a seller to the distributor. It's very, very impressive. Because I remember when I was also doing my internship, I had already given up. I was saying I'll go out there and do mitumba business, and no one could tell me anything. But God opened ways. Okay, we're coming to the end of the show, and probably just finished by one tweet from Amos, and he's saying a very interesting topic, and I have been encouraged by the great speakers that you've had today. Yes, that's all we had for you. Thank you very much for coming to my show. Thank you. It was good sharing the opinions and your sentiments about this whole topic. That's all we had for you here at the Intel Show. My name is Sylvie Chalo. Don't forget to join me next time, same place, same time, different clothes.